They get a single, they get more than a single, they've done enough. It's the Eagles. Vitality Blast 2019 Champions.
It is the Eagles and it is Harmer. Simon Harmer with the ball, Simon Harmer with the bat, Simon Harmer as captain. First time in the final and Essex win it. What a cracking summer we've had. International, domestic, it doesn't get better than this.
So it was a tough start in the T20 campaign. I think for a number of years at Essex in white ball cricket, T20 and 50 over, we'd underperformed.
We were very frustrated really. We'd put a lot of hard work in practice and in planning, especially we're not playing so well the last couple of years, but we were confident once we got players in the right position, once players started getting the confidence, momentum grew, we knew that we'd be in with a really good chance. We just had to make sure we were still in the competition come the quarter-final stage.
So I think a change was needed, and that's when obviously Simon Harmer came in. You know, and he got off to a challenging start. We lost quite a few of our first games, but there was a slight shift in the culture with him coming in. You know, he made some big decisions, he dropped some big players, but in order to get the best out of the team. You know, knowing Harmy so well, he's a very team-orientated guy, and it's all about, you know, what can we do collectively to win games of cricket for Essex.
For me, it was always about, we're here to entertain, we're entertainers, look to score runs and look to take wickets. If in doubt, don't take the negative option. You've got to look to be positive, and we've got to look to to score runs, to hit boundaries, or as a bowler, if you're in doubt, to take wickets. That was always the narrative for me through the tournament, that we were there to entertain and to play an entertaining brand of cricket.
Essex, of course, batting first, a disadvantage in the sense that you'd always want to be chasing in this sort of situation, but they're going to have to try and make do with what they can here and get a decent score on the board.
Curran in, that's down the ground again, that is going to be 6. He's walloped him back over his head, a big shot from Delport, a sign of intent, and he's going after Sam Curran here. For Curran to come in now, pumps his arms up to the sun, ball short this time, pulled away to the leg side, that's going to be 6, he's got all of that, and he's getting the crowd on their feet, deep backward square leg, had absolutely no chance.
This is encouraging the Essex prospects in this year's T20, I have to say.
50 up for Essex, full toss this time, and that one's punched into the air, that's going to be 6 more. Straight into the front of the fans, where they're just in front of the pavilion.
Wow, that is some 50, and there haven't been many quicker 50s, certainly at the top of the order for Essex on this ground.
Remember, it's a 15 over game as well, aside. Short delivery, pulled away through the leg side. Is that flat 6? Is that flat 6? It is! Oh, what a shot that was to bring up his 100. A flat 6, just behind backward square on the leg side, and Delport goes there in style. 166 for 3, and Delport's on 103 off 38 deliveries. 4th fastest in Britain.
Who would have thought a maiden possibly? He's bowling to Clark, so he don't want a single here. It's hit away. Yeah, caught! Caught at cover, and it's a wicket maiden. It's even better from an Essex point of view.
Bopara into Finch. He's going to swing away, and he's bowled inside edge onto off stump, and you'd have to say that is going to be that for Surrey.
And that is the end of a terrific victory for Essex. There is a run off that last ball, all very inconsequential towards the end.
Yeah, it was obviously quite a blur, but it was a great night. Obviously, I remember the crowd being a little bit impatient with the rain delay, and then obviously once we got out there, and then pretty much the fireworks started, and it was a great evening.
Yeah, so being left out at the start of the comp was probably the toughest thing. I've been dropped before, but that's from the England side, international cricket. But being dropped from my county side, I've played 18 years for, played every game of T20 I was available for, was one of the hardest things I had to take. I didn't agree with this, the decision at the time. I thought it was harsh. Only 2 games into the competition. Did it spur me on? Not really. I generally tend to spur myself on. I know that there's a certain standard I want to keep up. I don't need to be dropped to change my ways. What hurt me more was I was doing so much practice in T20 cricket. Even during championship practice, I was getting the white ball out, batting against it, bowling with it. I was preparing for the T20 as if we were going to win it, and then to be left out. I think that's probably why it hit home so hard.
Came into the 2020 side to make my debut against Gloucester. Unfortunately, because Quinny got an injury in the warm-up, I came into the side just before the toss, and that was my 2020 debut. Opened the bowling, I believe. So it was good to get my 4 overs in and luckily not going for many runs and taking my first 2020 wicket. And then from there, it sort of kicked onto a great campaign for me after coming in when the side was struggling a little bit, but we always had faith in what we can do as a side.
I think what I remember when things turned around was the game at Hove. You know, we were really up against it. We had to win. We needed results to go away, and I remember Harmy pulling the guys together in the warm-up and really telling us to switch on because we weren't at the races.
Yeah, I think it got to a stage in the competition, probably halfway through, where we knew if we lost one more game, we were out. So we knew we had to win. I think the game at Hove against Sussex was crucial. Sussex were flying high, and we knew if we beat them, not only would it keep us in the competition, but they were one of the favourites in the group. And I think that game really gave us a lot of confidence. I think a few players started to hit a bit of form. And I think that was the emergence really of Ravi in the middle order, where we knew he could be a real star for us. And I think he really bought into that role, and from then on he was absolutely superb for us.
Yeah, we needed to win. We needed to win, I think, 4 or 5 of our last games. And I managed to get a score down at Hove, got 50 odd. Yeah, played nicely, and then obviously with the help of Ravi, who played like a genius for the last half of the competition, that helped us a lot, and it helped us gain a lot of momentum going into them games.
I think the boys decided that they were going to try and give it everything. It was our sort of last chance to make the playoffs, and slowly but surely we started to claw our way back into the game. And I think things really turned for us there. Once we had won that game, we started to believe that there was still a chance for us to get through to the playoffs. We still needed a few teams to do us some favours, but I definitely think that night down at Hove is where things started to turn for us.
Crash through again. Fabulous fast hands, commitment to the shot from Wesley. He looks in the mood tonight.
Lovely shot, strong shot down the ground, just meets the ball and whacks it back over the head. Slow ball and it's been dispatched. What a shot that is, onto the roof. A real gem of an innings here, 48 from now 26 deliveries.
Maybe not. Straight into the hospitality. And what a connection it was from Bopara. Finding form at the right time, the Essex Eagles. Well, that's clean. That is sensational from Ravi Bopara. Flat, skimming 6, inside out. Not many in the world can play it like that.
Ravi Bopara, you have the shot of the night.
Big appeal and given. Misjudged the length, it was a little quicker. It's been a while before he came into the attack, but he's making an impact now, the captain.
Googly to start. And that's brilliantly done. Oh, what a catch! It's the captain again, Simon Harmer. He has pulled it out of nowhere, diving to his left. 21 from 12, Jordan on strike. Oh, he's picked him out, and it's gone. Gone. Oh, it doesn't get much better than that. A 9-run victory for Simon Harmer and Essex. The Eagles have soared down here on the south coast and have kept themselves alive in the South Group.
Yeah, it's always nice to play at the Oval. It's probably the best crowd you get for T20. I just remember whacking Imi Tahir, who's obviously a very good bowler, and like you mentioned there, anytime batting with Rav is special, and then replicating it again at Durham when we played Lancs in the quarterfinals is, you know, from a personal point of view, is probably the 2 games I remember the best.
Yeah, so it was obviously a weird build-up to the end of the season for me. I missed a big chunk of T20 when I was injured, so it was quite a frustrating period. The team, we were a little bit inconsistent with our performances, but in true Essex style, we came good when it mattered. I came in for the Surrey game. The back end was a typical Wednesday night at the Oval. Packed crowd and atmosphere was bouncing. It was a close game. I think we managed to get, I think we got 170 maybe. I think Raventendo got a few runs, and then with the ball, on a personal note, it was a good night. I managed to get 4 wickets. It's one of those games where the adrenaline gets you and it kind of flew, it's over before you know it.
So the game at Surrey where myself and my best mate in cricket, Tendo, put on that partnership, it was what we call the classic. When we're out there and when we're out there together and we put a partnership together, we generally just do look at each other and just say, this is the classic. That was great fun, it was great. I know we were in a bit of trouble, but to go and get that score and turn Surrey over at the time was a big win for us, because we needed so many results to go our way. And that was one of the biggest results. I think Sussex result was big as well, winning up at Sussex. I think that's where it really started kicking off and started the campaign.
So yeah, the next game was home here against Kent, which was a must-win for us. I think we also needed a result to go away as well, which happened. Yeah, it was a close affair here against Kent. We batted first and got, I want to say maybe 190, something along those lines, and then they needed, what was it, 15, something like that for last over with 2 wickets in hand, and I was bowling it. You know, they're tail enders in, which does give you a little bit of confidence, but you know, I'll be lying if I said that you don't think about all the things that can go wrong. But luckily I managed to get a wicket with the first ball of the over, which meant 10 and 11 were in, which eased the pressure, and managed to get a wicket. I think it was the last ball of the over, which bowled them out and secured the win, and we had a very good night after that. It was obviously because we'd had a few years where we hadn't got past the group stages in T20, and when I first started it was kind of the norm. We just walked straight through to the quarterfinals, so it was extremely a big relief to be back there, back where we belonged.
Yeah, the Lancashire game, I mean, first and foremost, we were delighted to get through to the quarterfinals. Even winning on the last day, we weren't certain that we were going to qualify. Then we watched the draw live, I think, if I remember, and we knew Lancashire couldn't play at home. So away at Durham, we knew it's probably the furthest we could travel. So yeah, the whole couple of days was great because we won, but it was probably the coldest day of the year. It was absolutely freezing, not many people in the ground. We knew Lancashire had been in great form through the competition, so we knew going into the match we had to be at our best, and the match kind of toed and froed really. We won the toss, we wanted to bowl first. We thought the dew would come into effect, but probably 10 overs into our innings it was looking like Lancashire were getting on top, but I think Ryan and Ravi were absolutely sensational. They just kept the cool when we were losing wickets, rebuilt the innings and then really put the foot on the pedal, and to get over the line, especially to get us into finals day, which we haven't been for a long time, that really gave us a lot of confidence going forward.
Mid-off is wide. Oh! He overran it in the end. But this is the one that's got to go, and it has gone a long way. Ravi Bopara has absolutely smashed that over. Wide, long on. He goes again. That's going to go all the way. Faulkner! Even he can't haul it in. And the gamble is going wrong for Lancashire. That's out of the park, that's out of here. And that is the game. The scores are level. And that's the end of it. Essex have chased it down. And they've done it with 4 balls to spare. Ravi Bopara has finished it off.
Well, Lancs are one of the teams we really like to beat, and I felt we controlled that game for a long time, and then it's almost like things turned against us with the weather coming in, because we had started really well with the bats and then we lost our way a little bit before the rain came in, and we probably chased it again for the last sort of half of the innings. But that win, it kind of felt like fate. Once we got over the line there, I thought we had a really good chance of winning the competition.
Yeah, it was. There was a lot of tension, I think, building in the change room. Obviously, we were like win a game, lose 2, win a game. But then once we got into the role, it's kind of just everyone started believing in each other, and you could just see the mood in the change room change a lot. There was, like I said, a lot of self-belief, and then we kind of knew that once we were qualified, we knew that we could. Obviously, we had a little tough trip up to up north to beat Lancashire, but once we got over that hurdle, we kind of knew that finals day we could lift the trophy at the end of the day.
Yeah, so obviously waking up on the morning of finals day was it's a bit bittersweet for me, to be honest, because I woke up feeling very ill. I'd had a tough few days before the game. I didn't train properly because I was ill. I was hoping to shake it off on the day of the game, but it didn't happen. So it was weird for me trying to get, obviously very excited, but a little bit in the back of my head I was thinking, well, am I right for this? Am I right for this? Luckily, when we turned up to the ground, I mean, being the second game on, the ground was already at full capacity, and the first game had just started, so the adrenaline just completely took over. So it managed to get me through the morning and the first game, but kind of by the time we got through that first game, I was absolutely cooked, and struggled through the second half of that first game.
Like I said, with the way we snuck through to the quarterfinals and then winning that quarterfinal at Durham, I think it took a lot of weight off our shoulders. But obviously the thing at Essex, our record in knockout cricket hasn't been great. So it seemed like a great opportunity, the way the draw worked as well. We really fancied ourselves winning that first game, and once you're in the final, you've got you've got a half a chance of getting your hands on the trophy. The mood is very relaxed. We obviously had the backdrop of the championship match there as well, so there was lots to play for, and it was just a very exciting time, and we felt like we were on the cusp of something that could be really great for the club.
The finals day, the morning, and it all happened so quickly, like winning the game up in Durham to then finals day. And I think because we were, as I touched on earlier, we had so much momentum going into it. For me personally, there wasn't a huge amount of nerves. I think we were probably the underdogs on the day. I think Notts were probably the standout favourites who actually got knocked out in the first semi-final. But I think speaking to a lot of the other guys during that day, it was pure like excitement and enjoyment. I'm sure certain people were nervous because that would probably be the first time a lot of them may have played in front of 25, 30,000 people. But in terms of nerves, like you obviously want to do well. You want to sort of repay the supporters, repay Essex Cricket and their members and fans, because like I still believe across all formats we're still the best supported county in the country by miles. And we'd underachieved in T20 cricket for a long time, but I just had a gut feeling that we were going to win that day.
Yeah, I think coming into the finals day, knowing that I was pretty close to playing, and then when we arrived it looked like a turning wicket as well, so I sort of had an inkling that I was going to play. I think there was a little bit more added pressure because it was a turning wicket. You sort of expected to perform, but at the same time it was only my second game, so I don't really know what anyone was expecting of me. But having bowled all my overs and taken some wickets, it was a really good feeling for me, knowing the confidence that Harmer and the coaching staff had in me to go out there and perform, so that was really pleasing for me.
When finals day came around, I remember myself personally being so excited about it, having watched it on TV for the last few years. I remember turning up to the ground on the day and feeling really nervous and sort of seeing the crowd and realising that it's actually quite a big deal. Then as soon as we cracked on, the whole team seemed to have this amazing atmosphere about us that day. We were all excited and everyone wanted to step up and do the business, and thankfully we did.
Yeah, I mean, it was just nice. Obviously the atmosphere was great at Edgbaston, full out crowd. We had a lot of Essex supporters there as well. So yeah, kind of was just calm and just said, look, let's try and get to a good start. We knew Derbyshire were a good team, good T20 team. They made a few quarterfinals and I think finals days in the past. So we just said, look, let me just play it by ear here, try and get the team up to a good start. And we got a decent score and we managed to, I think, bowl them out.
Yeah, I think because we were fighting for the championship as well, there was some people maybe thought we wouldn't take the finals day as seriously as you normally would, which is mad really when you think about it, because we've never won the competition. There was a bit of a joke going around that when Essex did get to the final, we were always out in the morning, so we were aware of that. And also, the last few occasions we played knockout games, we'd not gone through, so the win against Lancashire was huge. But I think by the stage we got to finals day, everyone really relaxed, because I think we knew as a team what we were about, how we were playing. Players were really sure about their role, and even though we'd lost Adam Zampa and Mohamed Amir, guys coming into the squad were really confident as well. So the first game against Derby, I think a lot of people were tipping them up because they'd played so well in the quarter-final and knocked out Sussex. But I think the semi-final was actually our best performance of the whole tournament. The wicket really suited us, but I thought the way we batted on the wicket, the way we bowled, the way Harmy rotated the spinners and the bowlers, and the way we fielded, I think it showed, how good a team we were.
Lovely shot, beautiful shot.
Leg side, cow corner, 4.
And this is beautifully played from Ravi Babara.
Beats cover.
That's going to race away. There is nobody back there.
Nicked. Oh, what a great catch that is. Wheater diving one-handed. What a beauty. Oh, straight away you could see. Has it bowled in? We think it has. That's an absolute beauty. Well, there you go. Been a brilliant over so far from Madsen, but that is a big surprise. And Essex Eagles are over the moon.
Gone. Good for Nijjar with his confidence as well. He was expensive in his first few deliveries, but he's come back well. He has two for. Oh, gone. Beautifully bowled. Left arm spinner's dream delivery.
The moment is nigh for a big over, so he brought himself on. He's been the outstanding bowler, 3 for 13, going to take the responsibility. Take the responsibility he does. 3 for 13 becomes 4 for 13. Outstanding figures. Rampal swings into the deep, and it's excellently taken. That is a really good catch. Low down, diving forward, never easy. The Eagles are home, they're home comfortably, and they'll face the Rapids in the final. They've won this game and won it with plenty to spare by 34 runs.
Describe how you're going to celebrate when they're lifting that trophy in a few hours' time.
I couldn't describe that.
Not on camera anyway.
Not on camera, no chance.
And a future Eagle in the making. Who's your favourite player in the team?
Ryan Tenduscarter.
Bopara's the man.
Ravi Bopara, absolute Essex legend.
Absolute king.
So with us, Eagles!
Go on, Essex!
In the final, we sent Worcester in, which I think was the right decision. The wicket was quite slow, but we thought if there's going to be any dew, it's going to get a little bit quicker and easy to bat on. And it was quite a nervy final for me. It ebbed and flowed a lot.
Oh, bowled him with an absolute snorter. Mesmerising run-up. Ball pitches, probably middle. It's the top of off.
So the skipper that said we will have a bowl, at the moment the dew's not a factor, but plenty of time for that. It's not spinning less, it's spinning more, it's not skidding on, it's still gripping.
Taken is it? It is! Simon Harmer, what a day he's having! Wickets in the semi-final, a wicket here now, and a brilliant catch.
It's still gripping. Sitting in the pitch.
Gone! 2 and 2 again, Simon Harmer strikes.
And gone. Just a little quicker and straight through, picks up his third.
Slow ball to finish, D'Oliveira swings it away, but only as far as deep mid-wicket. So the Rapids are finished. 145 for 8 is the score. They defended 147 in the first semi-final, so they're there or thereabouts again. We could be in for a cracker.
Yeah, going out to bat in the final, we talk a lot in team meetings about being brave and taking the positive option, and thankfully I had quite a good competition before coming into that, so I just thought stick to my guns, and if I see the ball to hit, give it a whack. And I didn't score loads, but I think I scored 25, and I was playing quite nicely. It was just a brilliant atmosphere, having all your family and friends there, and having such a fantastic crowd all day. It was just, yeah, it was certainly a day to remember.
We got off to a pretty solid start. Tom played a really nice innings at the top.
Oh, what a shot that is. What a shot that is. Oh, what a shot. Tom Wesley peels off a beauty.
Oh, he's gone big. Has he gone long enough? Yes, he has. Strong strike.
Big shot, go after him, he's got enough of this, surely, surely, into the crowd.
Well, that answers the question, go after Ali.
Slow, into the pitch, clattered into the leg side, all the way. 21 required from 10 deliveries. Slow ball, heaved into the leg side, gets forward!
Last he has the boundary. Big Walter with the big reach. At last he finds the boundary, easing the pressure on Bopara and himself.
Dot ball, golden wicket!
Absolutely. Dot ball, Bopara off strike. What a comeback after the boundary. That's why he's special, Pat Brown.
Knowing that I might have to go in and bat and sort of contribute in some way, obviously as a captain, that's all you're looking to do. All I was looking to do was try and support Rav, who was doing exceptionally well at the time. Yeah, I just said to Rav, the plan was always that I was just going to look to get one and get him on strike. He was on 35 or 36 at the time, and it was just to try and feed him the strike. But just the way it played out from the first ball, I was trying to look to get one and ended up hitting it back over the bowler's head. I think that's pure adrenaline and situation. You're not really thinking that much at the time.
Slow ball, slap down the ground, slap for four.
Harmer's day. Harmer with the ball and now Harmer with the bat.
Crowd have had another fabulous day on finals day. 25,000 packed in, 6 deliveries to go. Full and straight, single, sensible. Bopara gets the strike back.
We had 2 lots. We had us up in the dressing room watching from above, and some guys on the down at the dugout. So we were kind of, as we always do, superstitious. We're not moving seats, but I just couldn't help myself. Once runs were getting ticked off, I kept moving around.
And then, yeah, things sort of happened quite quickly then. We ended up needing 8 of the last 3 or 4 balls. Managed to get a jammy 2 off the toe of the bat.
Banged in again. That's not gone far. Parnell's got to get this. Parnell's got to get this. It's 2. Oh, another. He steamed it straight. Absolute belted it straight. Game, set and match.
Yeah, we needed 2 off the last ball, but we knew that if we only got 1, because of wickets lost, we would have won. So that was, again, the plan was just to get bat on ball and run like hell.
And then Harmy being on strike, that last ball, I said, listen, we only need 1, and we won the game. It doesn't matter. So I said, whatever happens, I'm running as fast as I can. I'm going to dive to get in, and you're going to do the same. I don't care. I said, you know what? Bat halfway down the wicket. That's what I said to him. I said, bat halfway down the wicket. Doesn't matter if you miss it. If I make it to the other end, you've got a better chance of making it to the other end because you're already halfway down. Silly things like that go through your mind.
And as it got to the last ball, you're thinking, please, just Harmy hit the ball in the gap.
Wade Parnell around the wicket. He's gone for 10 this over. Essex need 1.
Yeah, watch up and the backing up as well. Mancadding, watch that. Don't sneak a single.
They get a single, they get more than a single. They've done enough. It's the Eagles. Vitality Blast 2019 Champions.
It is the Eagles and it is Harmer. Simon Harmer with the ball, Simon Harmer with the bat. Simon Harmer as captain.
I just remember, you know, Harmy particularly at the end there getting us over the line, Tommy gutting it out in the middle. Wheats took a great catch against Derby, which probably turned the game as well. Those are the cricketing things I remember, and also Nidge getting Madsen out, I thought was a big turning point in that first game. And then I guess all the memories are kind of post, you know, when everyone else has gone home and it's just you and the boys and some family and friends up in the change room, and that's really why you play. And then back at the hotel having a few beers with some of the supporters and sponsors, and then picking things up and going to Taunton the next morning. But as a whole, that weekend, from having that opportunity to break the voodoo, to win a knockout competition again, and then the elation, and then picking it all up for the Somerset for the last game of the season, is probably one of the most condensed and most memorable weeks of my cricketing career.
And the moment they hit that ball past cover for 4, I remember all the lads downstairs ran on, and I was sitting next to Nick Brown, and we just sort of looked at each other and couldn't believe it, jumping up and down. I remember smashing my head really hard on his, and he's got a big bald hard head, so it's yeah, it was just an amazing moment. And unfortunately we had the red ball game the next day, so we couldn't celebrate too hard, but yeah, we certainly gave it a half decent nudge.
So in terms of the occasion of finals day, it's definitely up there in my career as one of the best moments. It's a weird one, kind of that moment when we won. I'd say the feeling it's hard to describe, because if I go back to the quarter-final, that was an amazing feeling, because I've been a part of, I think I've been a part of 9 quarter-finals or semi-finals at this club, and we lost all of them. So to finally get through one and get to finals day was amazing. But then you don't really set any expectations for it, because you just you're just looking forward to the occasion. Then kind of you get to that moment where you're playing the final, and you're watching an unbelievable knock from Ravi, and then Harmy's backing him up and doing what he did. Yeah, it was just unbelievable. I mean, and when that ball went over the boundary, I just think, you just because you build it up in your head, you think, well, what if he gets out this ball and we don't win the game? But then you see that ball go over the rope, and the rest is history. And yeah, I think for the club, I mean, we won the championship in 2017. That was amazing, and we won it last year. But to have a championship and a T20, well, no one else can say they've done that in the same season. So that was as special as it gets.
Yeah, in hindsight, I wish I would have turned around and ran straight to Rav, but emotion took over, and yeah, it was an incredibly special night, special night for the club, and I think you could see what it meant to the players, the way that they sort of reacted to the result.
Come close over the years of being champions, but it's such a tough trophy to win, because in 20 overs, someone can have a day out in 3 or 4 overs and completely take the game away. So, yes, you need to play well, but you need that element of luck. And you're talking fine margins. I mean, it came down to the last ball. It could have gone Worcester's way. And through the tournament, we could have been knocked out at various stages, but you could see the Essex supporters that were there, the whole club that was there, friends and family. I think they shared in our relief and jubilation, really, and the messages that came in from supporters and members that couldn't be there. When you reflected on that, or when I did a couple of months later when the season had done, you just know an immense achievement by everyone, really, and to have our name on that trophy, which I think completes the set for Essex, is a brilliant feeling. So the next stage is to try and do it again and try and defend it, but it was just an amazing 2 weeks, and then going on to win the championship as well. It was a brilliant time for the club.
Essex is a very traditional club. It's a close-knit club, and to this day, people like Ronnie Irani, Keith Fletcher, Graham Gooch, just to name a few, we frequently see them. They're still spoken about of their era, and for us, it's very important that we create this era so that in 20 years' time they're speaking about Harmer, Tendusgarter, Lawrence, Porter, just to name a few. So, it means a lot winning it, but it means an awful lot that this is just something that we can use as a springboard to move forward.
So winning the T20 trophy was always the one trophy that was missing. It was a nightmare. We've been to finals days before and crashed out in the semi-finals. We've missed out on a lot of quarter-finals, and it was just getting to all of us. That was the one trophy we needed. We had the championship, Div 1, Div 2 in the bank, Pro 40s, the C and G, it was all there, and it was the T20 where we just didn't have it. And to win that trophy, that's why I keep saying it was the best day of my life in cricket. It was just perfect, and it was the perfect finish to winning a trophy, because I did it with a team that I've been with for 18 years, played with these boys for a long time. And now, you know what, it was the fans as well, the Essex fans, to see on their face, they wanted it as well. They've won every trophy. They've been here for every trophy that we've won, and it was that T20 that was missing, and to give that to the fans was special.